Hello, Ranger Adrian here, and thank you for joining us for International Observe the Moon Night. To learn more about this special night, or to find more moon-related activities, you can visit the NASA site that I have provided in the video description. Now tonight, we are going to learn just a little about the features that can be seen on the moon from your own backyard. Now in 1609, Galileo became the first person to observe the moon and record his findings with a telescope. But for eons, humankind has looked up into the sky all over the world at the ever-phasing moon as it works its way from a thin crescent to a large globe, back to a thin crescent before it goes away completely and then returns once more. Now, while the stars have inspired constellations and stories, the moon is the one night sky object that can be seen across the globe, no matter where you're at, no matter the season. Weather permitting, of course. Now, before Galileo focused his attention or his telescope on the moon, many people believed it was a perfectly round sphere. However, with that one glance through the telescope, Galileo exclaimed, "The moon is not smooth and uniform, but is uneven and full of cavities." The topography of the moon consists of mountains, valley-like areas known as seas, craters, and rays. And when you look at the moon, you'll see dark areas. These are referred to as the seas. It was once believed that these were areas of water. However, we now know they are actually solidified pools of lava. Between the seas, or between many of the seas, you'll see bright areas. Many of these are mountains or highlands. Of course, there's also the craters from impacts of meteoroids and asteroids. And then from the resulting impacts are rays. Rays were created from the dirt that was displaced on those impacts and sent out from the crater. They often resemble the spokes on a wagon wheel. Here we have a picture of a waxing gibbous moon provided to us by Ranger Lamar from Kings Mountain. He took this picture last month, and it should look similar to the one that will be visible tonight if you step outside. I'm going to use this picture to point out some of the features that you should be able to see tonight, either using your eye, your binoculars, or if you have one, a telescope. Now, we won't identify all the features, just some of the larger and easier ones to spot. As I mentioned earlier, the large dark areas are known as seas, and there are many of them. Working our way from the rounded, lit-up side of the moon and towards the shadowed, dark part of the moon, we first come to the Sea of Crisis, then the Sea of Fertility, next the Sea of Tranquility, where Apollo 11 landed. That's followed by the Sea of Serenity. At the top, along the line of illumination, that transition line between the lit and dark area of the moon, at the top of that we have the Sea of Rains, and then towards the bottom, the Sea of Clouds. Next are two of the best craters. Tycho, found towards the bottom of the moon, and Copernicus, located between the Sea of Rains and the Sea of Clouds. There are some other less defined craters as well. Can you see them? Radiating out from both Tycho and Copernicus, you should be able to make out the rays from these craters. Can you find the rays? Now that we've gone through some of the features, step outside. Look up at the moon. What do you see? Maybe you should even draw what you see or take a picture. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction into the features of the moon. Let us know what you find.